Back here at NSUSpartans.com, our weekly coaches show here with volleyball head coach Brandon Duvall. Brandon, a tough weekend, kind of expected obviously, going out to Colorado and playing two of your four opponents are Pac-12 schools.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tough to say, okay, you come out with a win against those schools, and you also played Air Force and Cal State Bakersfield. But you guys did play some good volleyball out there, so it's not like it was like, a total... it was good to go out there and play some tough teams, but you guys played good volleyball at certain points out there as well.
Yeah, it was exactly what I hoped it would be. We went out there, played competition that our program normally doesn't face. We kind of wanted to get a little bit of a gut check to see where we're at right now. I truly believe in the players that we have and their abilities, but we're still developing as a team. And something I was reading the other day, and I talked to the girls about in the meeting is, are we a group or are we a team? And right now we're trying to find our way to being a better team. And going out and playing competition like that, where for most people it could be a little bit demoralizing because they are bigger than you are and faster, and they're more in system and passing is on point and things like that. That's where we want to get to. I have my goals set pretty high, and so do the girls. So does the team. So what we wanted to do is get out there, compete against some of the best. And years ago when I first got here, we took a set off of Florida A&M after they won the conference 9 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then fast forward a couple years, this past weekend, we almost took a set off of Colorado. And to me, that's a huge leap because historically we would have not even come close to that, and now we're competing. The girls, there's moments of frustration and they're looking at it like, how can we do this? But that's when you start developing as a team and everybody kind of bands together. And I saw a lot of progress this weekend. It was really good.
Yeah, like I said, it's obviously, like you said, it could be demoralizing if you go out there and play teams like that I don't want to say you're overmatched, but they're playing at a higher level than you are. What did you take away from specifically what did you take away from the weekend? There's something individual players did, or you guys did as a team that you hadn't seen maybe before?
I think we just communicated a little bit better. As time goes on, we start seeing, as we playing the faster competition, you start seeing things before they happen, where, we could have been playing some teams where we could have been had the upper hand, and we could have been the team that's a little bit faster and a little stronger. But I think that doesn't expose the things that you want to expose, which is what weaknesses do we have going into our conference? Do we need to speed up? Do we need to see things that the bigger teams are doing? Towards the end of the weekend when we were playing Cal Bakersfield and Colorado, even in warm-ups, I started seeing things a little different. I saw our middles going up a little faster with the setter. I saw arms getting a lot faster. I've seen people go through the ball a little bit more efficiently. And that's stuff that we preach every day, but it's hard when they've never had to do that. And then every team we played this past weekend, all of them did it.
Yeah.
Their middles are up real quick with their hands across the net. Arms are super fast. Every defensive player is going through the ball. And then so the girls are seeing that. Now we understand. Now we've seen it. And now since we've been back, practices have been a little bit better. Everybody just has a better idea of how to play at that next level. So we're moving up. That's what I was hoping we would do.
Now comes this weekend is the last tournament weekend of the year. Last kind of, I guess you could say, tune-up before conference season starts. And it's at home, so obviously it's nice that you're at home. But it's also against two of the three teams are Hampton and South Carolina State. Hampton's obviously in our division in the north, but South Carolina State's one of the better teams in the south. So it actually this will give you a good barometer of where you're at compared to other teams in the MEAC without actually suffering a MEAC loss yet.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted. This was technically the first weekend of the conference, and I spoke to the Hampton coach who, we were supposed to play this weekend no matter what, and he said, why start the conference off this weekend just having one match? Let's play a few more teams. Let's continue to tune each other up a little bit, and then we get in the conference and see how things go. I mean, I truly believe that the North, from top to bottom, is some of the toughest teams, but South Carolina State has been doing it for many years now. They've been a very tough team, and they won the conference 2 years ago. So, they're a team that we would love to face right now, and not count against us, but really try to see where we match up against a quality team like South Carolina State. Hampton's playing some phenomenal ball right now, and Texas Parent American is a group that we don't know. We don't know them that well, and the girls have never seen them or faced them before. So it's that unknown, that you go in and have that high anticipation of how you're going to match up against a team you don't know anything about. Really. besides what you see on film or read about on their website or things like that. So it's going to be a good weekend for us to really launch us into conference play, and that's when it really matters. That's what we're doing in conference. So even if we don't come out with the best record with the tournaments, we want to make sure that we are 100% prepared to play the best competition right away, right when we start first weekend.
I mean, so obviously it's the second tournament at home. Obviously you don't have all those travel. A whole lot different than going out and getting
different than Colorado.
Going two time zone different.
Right.
And obviously we had a decent tournament, last time. Pretty good turnout.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure you're expecting kind of the same thing this week as well.
Well, it's a good opportunity for the local crowd to come in and see what we're about. We're getting more and more fans. We're getting more support. The local community is coming out a lot. I went to a off-campus place this past weekend, and I saw our volleyball poster hanging up. To me, that's huge progress for our program, because now we're starting to get, slowly but surely, we're starting to get support. My goal is to break attendance records this year and then just continue to progress until we're able to fill the stands up. Basketball's been able to do it for many years now. I think it's our time to be able to get fans in the stands and come see what we're about and see us compete at a higher level.
And then obviously, like I said, it's kind of like one last tune up for conference as it starts. Being at home, all that stuff. But is there one thing, maybe one or two things specifically that you're looking for this weekend for you guys to do? Just do maybe, I guess, better than last weekend?
Just compete from start to finish. We had moments this past weekend. It's tough because the teams we played were really good, and they're not going to cut you any breaks. Where some teams we could play could make a few errors that are in our favor, or do things that allows us to stay in the game. The teams we played this past weekend did not do that at all. They weren't giving us easy points. We had to earn every single one. And I think the highlight of this past weekend is when we played Colorado, and we were really competing, going after them, and yet they still won. Yeah. So it's one of those things where we've got to be competitive from start to finish. And if I think we can do that, then who knows how the Northern Division is going to pan out, because UMES is playing phenomenal volleyball right now. But if we play our best ball, we can put anybody on the ropes, including UMES, including Hampton, including anybody else in our division or even in our entire conference. So.
Like I said, the Spartans it's one last chance before conference season starts at least. Spartans will be here in Eccles Hall. The Spartan Invitational, that's this Friday and Saturday, the 21st and 22nd. They play at 7 o'clock on Friday night against Texas Pan American, and then 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon against South Carolina State, and then 7 again against Hampton. So come on out, support the volleyball team. Like I said, one last chance to see them before conference season starts, at least at home anyways.
Right.
For all your information, this whole season now, obviously on NSU Volleyball, don't forget to keep checking back at nsuspartans.com.